Let's take you behind the scenes and show you all of the foams which I have been testing and those which are not going to be making the cut or haven't made the cut and will not be part of the Pad King range in 2026 or beyond. First up, a Japanese foam that's a light polishing or finishing pad. I like it, it works good, it's quite durable, but its tensile strength is only 70. We need it to be 350 to 500. That's where polishing pad tensile strength is. We need that. Next up, this one here, very high density, fast spring back rate. Only downside, it is basically like Magic Eraser material that's far more durable, but it's still not durable enough. And literally, if you use this as a polishing pad, it will literally tear apart. I have actually made one of these into a cross-cut pad or a spider pad with the squares everywhere. So cutting it this direction and cutting it horizontal and vertical. And literally, I used it for about an hour, washed it by hand, and it fell apart in my hands. It literally crumbled. This foam here is from Belgium. I like it. I've got the open cell and the closed cell version. Downside, its CLD or its hardness rating is not high enough, so it's too compressible. It'll flatten and pancake on you. Even if I do it in the Elite Series design, this is the Super Series design. If I do it in the Elite, it's still going to soften too much. It's just too, well, it won't soften too much, but it's just too compressible and it will pancake. We don't want that. Next up, a foam from Japan that you can clearly see here is tearing up. This has been used for about maybe an hour at most, and it's already tearing apart. It's going to crumble. So the foam just literally is not up to it. It's just going from the polishing action, the polishing action is just going to tear the foam up, and it's just going to go all furry and crumbly, and it might even leave bits of foam all over your paint when you're polishing it. So that's not going to happen either. Now in here we've got some furniture foams. Again, too lower rated, so they're only about 85 hardness. Sorry, 85 tensile strength, so nowhere near high enough. That's your same foam as this one here, but the open cell version. These ones I haven't tested yet. Now this is also the same one as this one here, just in a different style. This was done by hand. This one here was actually CNC machined, and I like it, like I said, but it will tear up. Next up, we've got some foam from France. This is not bad. But again, nothing spectacular about it, just your typical run-of-the-mill sort of 40-45 density foam. You know, it'll do the job, but it's not doing anything special. Now these yellow foams back here, this is V8, Foam Partner V8 foam. It's been used by a lot of people for a lot of years. And that's why I'm not selling it, because it's been sold by other people before. And again, its density is decent, but its hardness is just not there, and it will soften too much. Same with all these other yellow ones across there as well. Now, let's move on to the other side. This foam here is actually the same as, as this one here. Okay, I like this foam. It's basically like an intermediate foam. Problem is, its elongation at break rating is only in like 105, 110. It's too low. Its tensile strength is also only about 200 and something. We need more. And it's just, its performance was nothing spectacular. And I think my feeling was that it's actually, as you can see here, from just using it, it tears up. If this hit an edge anywhere on a car with the polisher, it would just shred it to pieces. So you want foam that if you hit anything with it with a polisher, like, you know, wiper blade arms, you hit little wiper jets, corners of panels, it isn't going to just shred it like, you know, shred it to pieces. It's going to withstand it, maybe have a little chunk out of it, but that's about it, but it won't fall apart. This is just not going to hold up. So that's no good. This is again furniture foam. This is also another one. This is a 680 foam. Good, decent foam, but again, it's going to soften too much. We don't want foam that softens too fast. The density is just not there. The V9, same thing. Feels nice, good intermediate foam. Probably use this to polish exterior trim as a first or a secondary step, but again, as a polishing pad on paint, it's just going to soften too fast. This one here is another one. This is actually from China. One of the few I've actually tried. See how compressible that is? It springs back, but you put that on a rotary and you have the weight of the machine alone, it's just going to do that. It'll just pancake. We need foam that when you put it down on a polisher, it could be a DA, forced rotation rotary, it may drop a little, but it holds itself, it holds its form. We don't want foam that just goes bang like this, pancakes from the weight of the polisher alone. We don't want that. It's not going to work well, especially on a large orbit DA polisher. This one here actually, and we might be, but as you can see, this has had a lot of use. It's held up quite well. It's probably more like a heavy polishing / medium polishing foam, but it does, you know, tear up a little bit. But I must admit, this was actually a second-hand sample when I got it from the guys in France, so it wasn't even brand new. Basically, yeah, this foam here is actually very similar to the HDO Black. I've got a few of these in the Gen 3 or the Elite Series design. So that one's not going to cut it either. And of course, this one here is a 120 PPI foam, also from China. I love 120 PPI foams. They finish so amazingly well. But this one, as you can see, its density is actually 60, which is nice. But its hardness is just nowhere. It's like 1.0, 2.0, maybe 3. So it's just, again, going to pancake. As soon as you put the polisher on the surface, the weight of the polisher alone, it just goes like that. You can't have that. Whereas this, which I will be doing, not in this particular actual style, but obviously I'll have the Super Series like this, but it'll be thicker. This one is far more durable. Its density is about the same as that one. It's only an 80 PPI, but it finishes amazingly well, but it's got cell size that's so fine that it finishes out really good. And actually that's going to replace this foam, which I was actually going to buy. I made it like this, which is really, really smooth. It's a nice foam. It's from, I think it's from Poland or Switzerland or something. But again, it just doesn't have the hardness. Its CLD rating is just too low. So I actually thought I'd never find anything better than this, but I have. So that one's history as well. That's not going to make it either. So as you can see, I've gone through quite a variety of foam. There's some other ones on here as well. As you can see, these ones are yet to be punched out, or only had 1 or 2 punched out. Most of these have a bit of a place, but some of them don't. This is the one I showed you before that actually tears up really easy. This is actually the sheet of it with some, I think, some cell damper material under it from Japan, which is, again, makes the pads very heavy. And this is the actual Magic Eraser-like material that I showed you before in the pad form. This is that really dense stuff that tears up really easy. It's like basically triple strength Magic Eraser. What I'm going to use it for, I don't know, but I'm going to use it up and do something with it. And last but not least, we've got some Calm Flex foam here. Calm Flexin foam, which is, it's okay, but it's nothing special, and I don't think it's going to make the grade, to be honest. So I've gone through a lot of foams to get to this point, to have the green, the gold pad, or the orange pad, as some people call them, and to just have a few foams currently basically available now, plus of course the Frostbite pads and the Lone Star pads. So that's why I've gone through so many foams to just have a few on sale, or few available to buy. It takes time to test all this stuff. It takes time to test what actual, what material type and what grade of material of that material is going to work for every single foam to support it when I make the Super Series pads, like the golds. They're not all going to have just a one particular material under them. They're going to have different ones and different grades depending on what each foam needs. Why do all that work? Because I'm all about pushing the boundaries and giving you a better pad. So there's a number of 3-inch foams that I've shown you that will definitely not be making the grade. However, there are a few that will be. One of them is actually this guy. This is just a rough hand punched one, but this has had 30 or 40 hours already. It's super high density. It will not, its softening rate's about 5%, but it has absolutely zero damage on it already at all. There's no damage whatsoever with this actual foam. It's been used. It hasn't even softened one bit yet. It's still exactly the same as it was when I got it in A4 sheet form. So there you go. So there you go. All right, so there's some of the foams that I've been playing with. There's more here as well. Actually, there's a couple of them here. This one here I'll show you. This is actually a Japanese foam as well. This is the original, part of the original A4 50mm thick sheet we got. This one is actually been made into an Elite Series pad, a prototype, and I found that it created way too much temperature when I polished with it on any machine, especially with rotary. It was like 50 degrees in no time, because the cell size is so tiny you can't even see it, and it can't therefore dissipate the heat very good. So it struggles to dissipate heat. However, we are going to use it as a hand applicator. We're going to make hand applicators out of it, but we won't be doing these until probably later in the year, much later in the year. Once all the other ones we want to do this year have come out. So, but that's a very high density foam that will not soften very much at all. And the last one I'll show you as well is this foam here, which is a very, very high density foam with a semi-smooth finish. So I'd call this a light polishing / entry-level finishing pad. We'll see how it goes, but I'm pretty happy with it, and I think it's going to be very, very durable. And again, this will be made into a hand applicator, but also polishing pads as well. Okay guys, that's some behind the scenes stuff for you. Like I said, I spend a lot of time doing all this testing to find the best materials, and one of the reasons why, or one of the things I've worked out is that any foam, no matter what density it is, what tensile strength it is, its elongation at break rating is, whatever its CLD hardness rating is, if it feels latexy like this foam does, I don't want it, because usually they crumble, they tear, they fall apart. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more content very, very shortly.